Hello and welcome, Aries. I'll just focus here for you, Aries, and ask divine light, angels and guides to join me in this reading for Aries, for their highest good and for the good of all concerned. What messages do you have for Aries? Well, I'll stop there because that one wanted to come out. And we have the Four of Wands. Needing to get some stability back into your life, Aries. Four of Swords is next. Needing rest as well. The Hierophant. Conforming there. The Fool. Something new unfolding to do with your home or family. Could be a move. Could be moving. Knight of Wands is next. Seven of Pentacles. Happy with what you've been able to achieve. Maybe getting some sort of bonus or recognition in your workplace. Oh, is this all moved over or something? I have to... You are being judged by others, and you are yourself judging others. Five of Swords. You really don't need to be carrying anybody else's baggage by the look of that. Six of Pentacles, generosity. In the area of the 8th house. King of Cups. Being able to really tune in to your intuition and inner guidance, as well as representing a man of water sign element up there in the zenith of the wheel. And the Knight of Cups next to it. Bit of romance there with that man involved. And the Nine of Wands. Obstacles are behind you, Aries. Okay, so now we'll do the deeper read. So Aries, Four of Wands reversed here. In the area that is your way of expressing yourself. Okay? Now, this is how you can be seen as assertive. But there's something that is making you experience some delays with this Four of Wands reversed. Okay? So even though Aries, you do have Mars in Aries, so Mars is actually in its home sign at the moment, this delay with attaining your goals, or you're not able to go on that vacation you were looking forward to, or you wanted to have a celebration of some sort and you have to put it to the side. You can't sort of have your people around the way you wanted to. So this is probably due to the restrictions that we've all got to follow at the moment. The good news is that those restrictions will eventually be lifted. This isn't a life sentence, it's just a temporary situation that does feel like it's taking forever to work its way through. Okay, So yeah, this is just letting you know that even though you've had to put some of your plans on hold, this is going to give you a opportunity to take some rest with that Four of Wands here, which you could surprise yourself with the Uranus energy affecting this area of your money and your possessions and how you go about your day-to-day life. You're taking it a bit slower, it looks like. And I feel there's feeling rather comfortable with taking it slower, because this is letting you know how your mind is working. Now, you are either just taking some time out or thinking about taking some time out. Some of you may be having a bit of a recovery from, could be illness, or you may have had to have had some sort of procedure that you've had to recover from. But you are regaining a sense of control over your struggles by taking yourself out of the trauma that has taken its toll on you. You need to give your mind, body and spirit a rest. So practicing meditation, reconnecting with the higher self through prayer, or even seeking spiritual guidance is a wonderful way to aid your recovery. Okay. So I do like this Four of Swords here, because it's letting me know that you are adjusting to the changes, even though it's constant change. Remembering that you do have that Uranus in that second house area. So it is unexpected things that bring that change about. And there's a sense of attaining wisdom with that Uranus energy there in Taurus too. Being that's the house ruled by Aries, this is the one ruled by Taurus. Now here with the Hierophant in the area of communication, this is about tradition and wisdom, organisations, governments, conforming. It also is speaking of an important milestone, and you are being called to hear your higher wisdom or your guides. You may even be encountering a mentor, and you may be the student, or vice versa. Teachings of traditional wisdoms. Okay? This does indicate to me that the information that you are receiving and the communication you are giving is sound and has merit with that Hierophant there in this area of communication for you. So you may find that you need to leave behind some of your old belief systems. But it's certainly a message of needing to find your focus and the ability to communicate your ideas in a way that can help others. That doesn't mean that you still don't walk your talk, but you also can really be helpful by listening to other people's truths. One of the key forms of communication, especially through this last half of 2020, is to come from a more compassionate form of communication, not getting caught up in the blame game. Now, with the Fool here in the 4th house, I hope you can see these lovely new cards that I have. I'm very very linked to them. I was so drawn to these cards, and I just have found them so easy to read. So the Fool in the area of your home and roots, your private life, traditions, family tradition, and belonging to family. The Fool is the Great Awakener. It's a Uranus. It's a Uranus energy card, and it's about the continuous cycle of change. So there's a real feeling of seeing something in a brand new light, and it's sort of suddenly dawned on you out of the blue. You may find that you do want to go on an adventure, but being in the home, you could be looking at your family tree and researching that, which could be a very interesting adventure in itself, finding out who you really are and what it's taken to through the centuries to get you here, so that you're actually the representative of your whole ancestry. You're the one that's here now. So that kind of thing, that's always a wonderful adventure of discovering your family lineage. Could also be, for you, Aries, changing some things around your home. There's a bit of excitement with that, because that 4th house with this Fool influencing it does speak to me of a bit of disruptions, or things are a bit all over the place. So recreating your home environment, or the way you work in your family. Here you have the Knight of Wands. He's about movement. He's a fire sign energy. So Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And he's also adventurous, likes excitement. All in this area of Aries, all in your 5th house, the area of creativity, artistical pursuits, children, matters of the heart, your creative self-expression, self-fulfillment. It's the area of your joy, where you find your joy, your fun and your romance, playful, and enjoying the company of children. So children are quite highlighted here. Also here in the 5th house, it's your Leo house for Aries. So it's sort of like the natural zodiac, the Aries wheel. This is the new moon energy. On the 19th of August, we have the new moon in Leo. So the 19th of August is a good time to set those intentions. And the energy will be starting something new in that area that is about your creativity, your children, your hobbies, matters of the heart, sport, games. And there's, with that night there, there's movement in that direction. So if you've been wanting to get things started or get things moving in that area of your life, the 19th of August is quite prominent there with the new moon in Leo. And this is very nice too for you to have this Seven of Pentacles showing in this area of your day-to-day routines and your work and health. Because the Seven of Pentacles is letting you know that you've got a choice in your work life or business. There's choices in your personal goals, options. There's a need for you to contemplate, but you do believe in your dreams. And I do like the Seven of Pentacles because it's letting you know that you're content to a certain degree with where you're at this stage. But you've got to make some options of where to from here. So you may be looking at wanting to change your job, for example, because this is the work of the area of work and working conditions and fellow workers. The Pentacles are always about your earthly walk, your earthly goods, and it's a good sign of your financial potential. So I do feel that there will be enough for you to move forward with those options and choices of what direction you're going in. There's a real sense of evolving here, and definitely in believing in your dreams. Here in the partnership area, whether it is marriage, business, or friendships, there's judgment being made here. Okay, so you're being judged, or feel that you're being judged, which may or may not be the case, but you feel that regardless. So the judgment energy is about revolution and redemption. It's releasing something, letting go of something that's not working properly for you, or an old way of set of beliefs that aren't working for you. It does involve forgiveness. So you don't have to forgive in the sense of if someone has been treating you wrongly, there's not a need for you to walk up and say, I forgive you, but there's an element of releasing that energy by letting your higher self know that you've forgiven them, and you've forgiven yourself for allowing yourself to be in that position in the first place. So there's a real message of forgiveness with this judgment for you, Aries, because you want to wipe the slate clean. You want a fresh start. So forgive yourself and anyone who has hurt you, and letting go of all the negative emotions surrounding you and preventing you from growth, because forgiveness has a great healing power for your higher good. Alright? And peace and harmony is what you're actually striving for. And when you're not really getting that peace and harmony, you can be a little bit uncooperative. So that could be what's been causing some of the confusion that's involved there with that judgment. And I do feel that there, with this Five of Swords, there has been a bit of unsettled energy around you, dealing with others, dealing with business dealings, that kind of thing. So I do feel this Five of Swords is very connected to the partnership. So what does this mean, this Five of Swords? Well, it is about walking away from difficult people and disagreements, and knowing that might is not always right. Just because people are mightier doesn't mean that they're right. They're often on an ego trip, which I feel that's where all this judgment is taking place, to do with those kinds of thoughts and attitudes. Now, the Five of Swords is letting me know that you have been wanting to stand up for yourself, or you have been standing up for yourself, because the behaviour has been rather inappropriate. It's a message of disagreements, bullying, that kind of thing. Gossip. There's gossip entailed with this. So it's letting you know to choose your battles wisely. You don't have to go in and fight every single thing that you disagree with. You be wise, use that brilliant mind of yours and choose very carefully what you're going to stand up for yourself against, if indeed you do need to. This could be involved with relationships, because the 8th house is about sex and legal matters. It's the area of the wheel of regeneration, transformation and joint resources. Okay? So I do feel that partnership, relationship, legal, business are intertwined here. Even though with your finances you are feeling that you're not destitute, you're feeling that you can evolve financially from where you are now, which is lovely to know, especially in the climate that we're in the world at this point. There will be a lot of people doubting about their financial security. But this Seven of Pentacles here is a really good sign that, there will be improvement. Things will start to improve, slow as it may be. And this also is a wonderful sign for that as well, with the Six of Pentacles there in your area of higher education, your belief and philosophies, 9th house area. And you're being influenced there with the Six of Pentacles, which does give a bit of a time frame, letting you know that the give and take of life will return good investment for you. This will be something that unfolds over the coming months and year ahead. So this takes you right into 2021. And it's the generosity card, I really do feel, with the Six of Pentacles. As you can see, there's sort of people here, I suppose you could look at them as beggars. And this more affluent man is showing them the generosity and looking after them. So there is a sense of you will be receiving that feeling of being looked after. So it's also a message of a gift arriving at the right time, a bonus or a promotion, which I do feel is something connected here with this 6th house, the 2 Pentacle cards. 7 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. So there is some sort of offer or giving of recognition coming your way too, Aries, with this. That will have financial benefits. So I do like that this is here. This is a good sign for you. One of the messages of this house at this stage also, because the South Node is in Sagittarius in the 9th house, is that of being flexible. Leaving behind your varied beliefs from the past life or indeed your past in this life. For a lot of us, what we always knew to be solid and tangible and reliable is all shifting and changing now. So it's much better for us if we can just change with it. Also embrace that changeable energy. Expanding our consciousness and giving us time to think and think about how we can be generous, how we can communicate from a place of compassion. Here in the career and your social status, the King of Cups, and I do like this King of Cups being here because the King of Cups is a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and it's a message for you to check in with your higher self, as well as representing that masculine water sign energy, that intuitive knowing. So this man could be really playing quite a big role in your life and helping you to check in with your higher self. Now, it could be someone you are also turning to for counsel. You appreciate their perspective on life, so you're asking them what they think. Also being influenced by this Knight of Cups with this King of Cups. So I do feel that there's a romantic connection there for those of you that are single. This could well be a possible suitor for you, that water sign man. But it's still unfolding. You may know this person or you may not have met them yet, but it's letting you know that there is someone you can turn to who is able to help with your problems, or you feel the comfort from them. So it's also a message of, if you do need that sort of counsel, you can reach out for sound advice. You can deal with any open enemies. And it's a good sign for overcoming any challenges in your professional area of your life. And you yourself could be the person that is helping someone else with their problems also. So it's a real sorting out some issues and advice being given and taken and that kind of thing. If you find that this is you coming from that stable, profound, deep place, helping somebody else, then that's fine too. But I am seeing that this is someone that will be influencing you, and you do tend to look up to them. And here you have, as I said, the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is wanting you to invite romance in, really. Now, don't be surprised if you actually get an invitation. I've just heard them say there's an invitation. So, and I think what you will be invited to is really going to be a very significant thing for you. And keep in mind too that this area of the 10th house is where the Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn conjunction and in retrograde, they're all here in this 10th house area. So that area of your life that is about your security, the polarity between true security and superficial security. Okay, so that is also something that you're dealing with, is where your security indeed is in your life. And it's a slow progress of integrating that. So any false buffers will be discarded along the way. But there will be periods of disruption, and you will feel, quite perplexed. But embrace these fundamental themes and recreate a more balanced inner world. This, I feel, is being influenced also by this Fool down here in the 4th house, which is your polarity from the 10th house. So there could be a time where there's some disruption going on in your home that does make you feel a little bit insecure. But never fear, there is more fundamental themes going on which are recreating a more balanced inner and outer world. Because Jupiter, even though Jupiter is in retrograde, it still is a beneficial planet that does give you freedom and expansion. Can bring some over-exaggeration. So you'll be reaching a new level of understanding with Jupiter in this area of career and your social and professional world. But there's a message with that Jupiter in retrograde to really listen to your body. Now, through the retrograde, you may have had to navigate intense differences of opinion with people in your career or in your public arena. Might even be regarding your public reputation. So again, choose your battles wisely. So by letting things go that are not working will in the long run allow you to focus more truly on what is really actually important for you. Now Saturn is also there, so tackle your activities with patience and fortitude, because even though it's in retrograde, it's still a good time to make progress, even though profound change can be slow. Be purposeful and hard-working. Saturn rules regulations and traditions. It's the Lord of Karma. That's like, if you're coming from a place that is too reckless, you will get the consequences, because Pluto is also... Sorry about that, it just moved. I accidentally bumped. Yeah, so yeah, just remember that Pluto is there, and Pluto is about not taking risks, not getting involved in risky behaviour, because there's consequences with Pluto. Pluto is the energy that doesn't let us move forward with anything that isn't in alignment with our higher good. And it brings about repeating reaping what you sow. Deconstructs. So it's a karmic energy, the Pluto energy. Brings about change. Can have us cutting ties with something from our past to bring about that change. But with it in retrograde, I just feel that any risky behaviour through August or for this second part of the year, really you will receive the consequences. It's with the Lord of Karma up there in your 10th house, with that Saturn retrograde energy. And it's about reassessment of power and authority. Okay? So we will have to be dealing with that. And it is an intense evolution that we are a part of at the moment. It will bring startling results after quite a while of waiting, and let's face it, we've all been waiting 6 months now, which is making things much more frustrating. But we've got to control our own mind and our actions and avoid being manipulative. And avoid, the best you can, overwhelming others at this time. Because we're all on this planet together. And we are all experiencing a very, very similar situation. Some places are better off than others. But that doesn't mean that they are actually in a situation where they can just go about their lives without considering the restrictions and what we know thus far. Okay? Now, the 11th house, with that Knight of Wands, with the lovely romantic energy there, with your friends, social groups, and organisations, is also being highlighted this month by the full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August. So that's very nice. Now that also brings about that Aquarius energy, the full moon. So there is that sense of detachment. Aquarius is detached. So I still feel that, you know, there is a need to just keep that distance between you and others, you know, follow the guidelines that the authorities have set out for us. And also you can use this energy with that full moon in this area of the future area of the wheel. So it's highlighting and shining a light on that area of giving and receiving love and generosity, and how you manifest that. Your hopes and dreams. What you think is what you get. How are you thinking, Aries? Are you thinking positive affirmations, or are you always in a conundrum? get that mind control of your own happening. And I do feel that there's a strong connection there with your friendship groups, Aries. Friends and social acquaintances. Organisations and their activities. So there's something that you're going to want to get involved with. And the romantic message from the Knight of Cups is about an invitation as well. So you may be invited to something with a organisation or a social group of some description that you're going to love this kind of energy that those people are including you in. So I really like that energy there for sure. Now, here in the area of your what's hidden, and it can be your self-undoing too, this 12th house area. Your subconscious. It's also about your health and karmic debt. Now you've got the 9 of Wands, so I do like that because that is letting me know that you are determined to not put up with any nonsense. You've got the drive. You've overcome your obstacles. And you're certainly not going to take any nonsense from anybody else. You're also been strongly practicing that you are actually in control of your thoughts. So you've also gone a long way, Aries, to learning how to stop thinking about something that you don't want to think of and not letting it overrun your thought process, and change your thoughts to more healthy, positive thoughts. You've been working on recognising that you are a soul and that the body is your vehicle, and balancing your health and body. Neptune is here for you, Aries, in this the 12th house, the Pisces house for you, Aries. So you've also adjusting and using that ability to be flexible that I was shown here before, up here with your generosity and the giving and receiving. There's that flexibility, taking, really getting a handle on that. And that's really good because your world of what you've perceived as being your reality is constantly shifting and changing. Alright? Now, there could be those of you where you are overcoming also that pattern of self-delusion. That Neptune energy in there can relate to addiction, paranoia, that kind of thing. But the 9 of Wands is letting me know that you can break through that. You can overcome that. Again, it's up to that ability to be in charge of your thoughts, not let your thoughts be in charge of you. And the other side of the coin with Neptune too is it can be a time where you're open to deception and confusion in your communication with others. And you may find that information isn't what it seems, so double check, do your research. And, if you're feeling on edge or distrustful and your attention is wandering, Neptune can help you find a creative pursuit which enables you to slow down and relax. Something that requires imagination rather than logic. It also brings up for many of us reflecting on the way that we've lived our life, our past loves, our dreams, our artistic and spiritual endeavours. So if you are feeling a bit like that your attention is wandering and you're not able to keep your focus on those pursuits because of that, with this Neptune energy in here, it is a really good time for meditation, prayers, all the Neptune inspiring energies for spiritual, artistic tasks. Musicians would really be able to just float off and create new music. Writers will be able to really get into their ability to write new inspiring stories. And you can also at this time find that it's helpful for you to adjust your expectations of yourself and of loved ones. Okay? Could be a situation where you've got to forgive and forget. It could be that you're also needing to face something, that you have let fear rather than love rule aspects of your life. But the Neptune's frequency is a metaphysical realization, and you can receive it if you give yourself the quietness and the space that you need. Okay? Which doesn't surprise me, because you've got a lot being shown here that you're wanting to cut some ties with people that have been causing you some stress and anxiety. You're going through making a judgment on a partnership of some description. You're wanting time out to be able to contemplate and relax. And you want to go out and get the fun side of your life happening again, which I do feel you will find through some sort of group or organisation or friends these 2 nights here in the polar opposite positions. Okay, so I will now just ask for what angel guidance is with you. And what your message, Aries, is from your angels. There it is. Okay. The Angel of Comfort. Lovely. So you are going to feel a little bit more comfort in your life. And the message for you from the Angel of Comfort is, I accept the comfort and support that my angel shares with me from above. The affirmation for you, Aries, is, I am in safe hands. My angel of comfort is healing me in my time of need. And now we'll just ask for the animal message cards. What is the message from the animal? Thank you. And you have Deer Medicine. The Princess of Summer, sensitive, kind, open-hearted, inexperienced. Dear, we can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or close platonic friendships. You may be suddenly receiving an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event, which is what it showed there. So this social event is very important for you. It's going to highlight some things that you've needed to clear up or sort out, or just a much needed time to be able to just, you know, take your responsibility hat off a little bit. But don't be too reckless. You don't want the consequences of that. So thank you so much, Aries, for joining me. Sending you peace and many blessings. Namaste.